CPCA finals are underway in the border city of Lloydminster as we turn and head out of town on a heavy track after months of rain this morning. But the skies are not looking too bad. And Brian Mann looking good through the barrel with Pure Chem Services. He's got the lead by 2.5 lengths over the hard-running Chris Snow and the Mooseman First Nation. And that red jacket of Lane Kennedy Sausages Soldiers shall trail. We got a chuck wagon train. The engine on the front end is that outfit of Flying Brian Mann and Pure Chem Services. Down the Canadian Diesel online backstretch as Chris Snow does his best to reel them in with the Mooseman First Nation outfit. And then the 17-year-old chuck wagon driving sensation from the Little Pine First Nation trails this race here on a Wednesday night. But the leader into corner 3 is Pure Chem Services. That is Flying Brian Mann. He's a two-time competitor at the Rangeland Derby at the Calgary Stampede as he leads the charge. Turns 4 and sets up for the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. Chris Snow with every stride trying to gain some ground, but Brian Mann's going to go wire to wire and win this one to the 10 guys. Finish line, he's going to get there about 2 and a bit ahead of Chris Snow with the Mooseman First Nation, Lane Kennedy and Sausage. There's the horn. Heat number 2 for Classic Oil Field is off. Stalls are loaded. Outriders will mount up. And the one barrel is looking hot tonight. That's Rocky Bremner. Water handling First Nation Advantage. Housing Solutions. The barrels are up. Outriders will follow their wagons. And the White Spades and the Rockstar. Rocky Bremner lead the pack into that first quarter by a length and a quarter over Leslie Memnook. DJ XL and the CPCA back from Leslie. Running in third. Another 2 lengths back. That's Darwin Casilcio with Joeva's Cafe running the wide side. Might be a little bit heavier. Maybe Darwin's got a plan in mind with the rain that came down this morning. We will find out as he runs to the wide side. But the real runner is that one of the Rockstar, Rocky Bremner, with Water Handling First Nation Advantage Housing Solutions. He has the advantage by a length into that third corner, but right there with him, not letting him get anywhere. Leslie Memnook, DJ XL, and CPCA. But look at Rocky Bremner around the fourth corner, setting up for the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. His hard charging team of thoroughbreds put the pedal down, and they are taking off. They're going to get there easily to the 10 guys finish line by 3 lengths. Leslie Memnook, DJ XL in the CPCA second, and Darwin Casilcio rolls in third with that Joeva's. The Lamley's horn sounds, and heat number 3 is off and running. Stones are loaded as we turn and burn southbound, and that's Todd Baptiste. Field. That one barrel's been running good here tonight. That's the spot to be so far. But hey, running to his outside is Phil Arcan, the newcomer to Pro Chuck Wagon Racing with that ABC Alexander Business Center outfit, running to the outside. And on the extreme overland route, that's the speedy Wade Solman OCL New Feathers outfit as they set up for the Canadian Diesel online backstretch. It's Todd Baptiste soaring to the front end. He's used to being there. He's got the lead by a length and a quarter as the 2 behind him duel it out for second. Phil Arcan running 2 wide, and that's Wade Solman out of Week, Saskatchewan on the wide side. 3 wide. They're going to try to turn it into a wall of wagons for the home stretch, but as they head into that third quarter, they're all trying to catch the 2-time Canadian Chuck Wagon champion in Todd Baptiste with Soul Oil Field Services as they round 4. Your chance to make a little noise for the boys and the equine superstars down the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. Here comes a challenge from Wade Solman. He's going to run on the racetrack. Todd Baptiste, Soul Oil Field, wins it by a length and a quarter. Wade Solman, OCL New Feathers second. The sound of the Lamley's horn, and no, Jonathan's lead team cheated him. He's not going to make that top barrel. Probably not the bottom. Get going. Bottom barrel's down for Jonathan, not the picture. perfect night for him and that Middle Lake Home Hardware outfit. Unfortunately, the figure eights completed. The Thunder dances into that second quarter, running in the lead. Too wide is Randall Stanley. J-Rock Concrete burnt his lashes by a horse length, tucked in along the rail. One of the drivers in that rookie race, we're talking about Ryan Galloway and Dwayne Enterprises. That rail position has been good here on night number one of the finals. We'll see how it works for Ryan Galloway on the inside, but he's still tracking second. That speedy Randall Stanley outfit's got the lead. Too wide on that outside. Down the Canadian Diesel online backstretch as they exit the backstretch run into that third corner. Nobody's given up an inch. I mean, Randall can't pull ahead of Ryan Galloway, but Ryan can't seem to catch him just yet. We'll see what the home stretch drive does as they set up for that Mike's Oil Field home stretch. It's Ryan Galloway on the inside, Dwayne Enterprises, and Randall Stanley on the outside. The two dueling out stride for stride to the 10 guys finish line. And Ryan's got the lead, and he's going to win it by a horse length. Come from behind win for Dwayne Enterprises over Randall Stanley and Home Hardware Middle Lake, Johnny Blow. There's the Lamley's horn, and Heat 5 for Norheim Ranching is off and running. Chris Flanagan and Sure Shot Wireline looks good on 3, and Cascade is to his inside. That's Cascade Energy Services. The Wildcat, DJ DeSuter, as the two duel it out into the first corner. DJ DeSuter along the rail with Chris Flanagan and that green lightning bolt to his outside, and then checking back about 3.5 to 4 lengths, the Sandman Garth Sanderson with the Chakastay Passing Band of the Cree Nation as they set up for the Canadian Diesel online backstretch. DJ DeSuter pulls ahead by a horse length along the rail with that Cascade Energy Services outfit, but Sure Shot Wireline and Chris Flanagan don't plan to let him go too far as the Thunder hits into that third corner. The Sandman trying to make some ground, close some ground. Garth Sanderson in third. But on the front end, into that fourth corner, it is Cascade on the inside with the Wildcat DJ DeSuter. And Bonnieville, Alberta's Chris Flanagan on the outside. Oh, sure, it's Sure Shot Wireline down the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. DJ DeSuter and Chris Flanagan as they enter the infield, stride for stride to the 10 guys finish line. DJ gets him by a horse length. Chris Flanagan right there with him. The Sandman, Garth Sanderson, third to the finish line. There's the Lamley's horn, and off and running. Heat number 6 as we turn that top and head southbound. And DJ King tosses the hat down his on the right side. Flying off that one barrel, it's Kurt Bensmiller and Top Grade Construction. He owns the rail, forcing DJ King out 3 wide, smack dab in the middle. That's AIC Energy and Preston Faithful, the Frog Lake Alberta Cowboy, right smack dab in the middle of the pack. We got a wall of wagons setting up for the Canadian Diesel online backstretch as Kurt Bensmiller pulls ahead by a half a length along the rail. Running second, Preston Faithful, 2 wide, and now DJ King, instead of running the wide side, is going to pull him in along the rail and follow the speedy Kurt Bensmiller with that Top Grade Construction. It's all A's for Top Grade right now, and Kurt Bensmiller into that third corner. Preston Faithful hanging in there with them with that AIC Energy outfit, looking for more energy from that equine team of thoroughbreds as they turn 4 and ask for a little more. Down the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive, Kurt Bensmiller and Preston Faithful. And Preston's not going to catch him tonight. Kurt Bensmiller's going to get there by a length ahead of Preston Faithful. DJ King in tight third, 2. There's the sound of the Lamley's horn. The stones are loaded. It's a hot start right across the infield. It's good on 3 with Dale Young, or 2 with Calvin Filler, and Bobby Uthiers right with them on 1. And PWM Steel on the 1 barrel will hold the rail position, forcing Calvin Filler Advantage Housing Solutions running 2 wide. And the short distance around the wagon track is that on the rail. And that's the man from Grandora, Saskatchewan, the Grandora Gentleman, Robbie Ether, PWM Steel as he takes over the lead on the Canadian Diesel online backstretch by a nose over Calvin Fiddler and Vantage Housing Solutions. Dale Young running third. He's only back off the pace by about a length and 3/4 with that Wisconsin-esque construction outfit as Dale Young looks to build a little more speed into that third corner. But the man with the speed right now is that of Robbie Ethier and PWM Steel. He leads by a half a length as they turn 4 and set up for the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. Calvin Fiddler falling behind. Here comes Dale Young now with a Wisconsin-esque construction outfit. Too little, too late. I think Robbie's going to get there. PWM Steel gets to the 10 guys finish line by a length. And Dale Young second. Vantage Housing Solutions, Calvin Fiddler third across the line in Heat 7 for there's the sound of the Lamley's horn, and it's a hot start right across the infield. Look at the Cobra. Colby Stanley, no, he crunched that top barrel. That's going to be costly for the Cobra in the International Petroleum Corporation's outfit as Colby Stanley dances to the lead. He's got the lead by a length and a half over the Purple Prince, the 4-time Canadian champion Vern Nolan in the Gold Horse Casino with the Gold Horses running hard, trying to catch that Colby Stanley outfit. The Green Machine trails as they set up for the Canadian Diesel online backstretch run. The leader by 2 lengths is Colby Stanley, International Petroleum Corporation. Vern Nolan coming in second right now, but watch for some late speed. Vern Nolan's had a lot of late speed this season. We'll see if he can reel in the leader as the Green Machine battles from the backside. Dallas Dick and Precision Contractors. The Thunder heads into that 4th and final corner. Colby Stanley still holding on. A hard challenge from Vern Nolan in the Gold Horse Casino. Down the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. Vern Nolan gets into the inside with the Gold Horse Casino charging hard towards that 10 guys finish line. Colby Stanley is going to hold him off by a horse length. Vern Nolan coming in hot. Dallas Dick, Precision Contractors third to the line. There's the sound of the Lamley's horn and the big 3 in the Canadian Tour. Hit the Lloydminster track. And a nice turn on 2 for Danny Ringett, 54 Power Sports. He's got Ryan Baptiste to his inside with the Little Pine Store. All the barrels are up. Outriders will trail their wagons. And the rail runner, the leader on the track, Ryan Baptiste with the Little Pine Store, leading by 3/4 of a length over Danny Ringett, 54 North. Power Sports running 2 wide and tucked in along the rail behind Ryan Baptiste. We find Brad McMahon, Showtime Big Rig Repair. As we set up for the Canadian Diesel online backstretch, it is Ryan Baptiste stretching him out, leading by a length and a quarter. Danny Ringett 2 wide, running second, and Brad McMahon, Showtime. He's been showing off on the Canadian Tour the past few weekends. We'll see if he can go from third to the front of the pack by the time that finish line rolls around. We're setting up for a good one right now. It is Ryan Baptiste and the Little Pine Store. As one more time tonight, they turn quarter 4 and head down the Mike's Oil Field home stretch drive. The Little Pine Store, Danny Ringett, Brad McMahon not going to catch the Red Pheasant Rebel tonight. Ryan Baptiste will win this one by a length and a half. Danny Ringett second, a horse length ahead of Brad McMahon in third to the 10 guys finish line in heat number 9 brought